Welcome. We've got some thrilling Arsenal news lined up for you, so stay tuned until the end to catch all the latest updates. And don't forget to leave 300 likes to keep us motivated in bringing you the latest Arsenal updates. Martin Odegaard sets unwanted Premier League record in Arsenal's win over West Ham. Arsenal headed into the international break on a high after a 2-0 victory over West Ham, but Martin Odegaard's injury dampened the mood. Goals from Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka in either half secured a convincing win for the Gunners at the Emirates, propelling them to the top of the table. Despite a few shaky moments, the performance was largely solid. Odegaard, back in the side after his midweek Champions League outing, had only just recovered from a shoulder injury sustained against Newcastle United. He looked sharp in the opening 20 minutes against Olympiacos but was forced off 10 minutes later with a knee issue, and his early substitution against West Ham marked an unwanted Premier League milestone. According to Opta, Odegaard became the first player in Premier League history to be substituted before half-time in 3 consecutive matches. The first instance came against Leeds United in Game Week 2, where a shoulder niggle sidelined him for just under a week. The second was a more serious shoulder problem, keeping him out for about 2 weeks. His latest setback, a knee injury, leaves Arsenal awaiting further news on its severity. With Odegaard regaining his top form in recent outings, this is a frustrating blow for both the Norwegian captain and Mikel Arteta's side. Fortunately, the reliable Eberechi will be ready to step up, and the upcoming international break offers a timely chance for recovery, with Arsenal back in action on the 18th of October, raising hopes Odegaard could return fit and firing. Mikel Arteta speaks out on Arsenal about backs Viktor Gyokeres despite ongoing goal drought. Viktor Gyokeres, Arsenal's big money signing from Sporting Lisbon, is yet to break his goal-scoring duck after 6 matches. However, Gunners boss Mikel Arteta remains unfazed, offering staunch support to the Swedish striker following Arsenal's 2-0 victory over West Ham at the Emirates Stadium on Saturday afternoon. In the clash against their London rivals, Arsenal secured 3 points with goals from Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka. Gyokeres, who played the full 90 minutes, failed to find the back of the net, extending his barren run to 6 consecutive games. His last goal came in a 3-0 rout of Nottingham Forest in mid-September. Despite the prolonged dry spell, Arteta appears far from concerned. He praised Gyokeres for his tireless work rate and ability to stretch opposition defences, creating space for his teammates. The Arsenal manager insists the striker's overall contribution remains invaluable, even without goals. "I went straight to him, gave him a hug, and thanked him because the work he's doing for the team is phenomenal," Arteta said after the West Ham match. "The way he stretches 4 defenders and the space he creates, how he didn't score today, I don't know. But I'm thrilled with his commitment to the team." Arteta isn't alone in singing Gyokeres' praises. Former Premier League star Alan Shearer also lauded the forward's display in Arsenal's midweek win over Olympiacos. Shearer highlighted Gyokeres' clever movement and physical presence, which have caused havoc for opposing defenders, even if the goals haven't followed. He set up Martinelli's chance with a brilliant run and was a bit unlucky when his shot hit the post. His strength and the way he bullied the centre-backs was top-notch. He's been impressive, even without scoring. Gyokeres now heads off for international duty with Sweden, facing Switzerland and Kosovo in World Cup qualifiers over the next fortnight. Once his international commitments are complete, he'll return to Arsenal for their next Premier League fixture against Fulham, hoping to end his goal drought. Arsenal shelled out approximately £55 million to secure Gyokeres from Sporting Lisbon last summer. So far, he has notched 3 goals in 10 appearances across all competitions. While his output hasn't yet matched expectations, Arteta and pundits remain confident in his potential. With unwavering support from his manager and teammates, Gyokeres is poised to rediscover his scoring touch. As Arsenal continue their push for the Premier League title, they'll need every player firing on all cylinders to maintain their momentum in a fiercely competitive race. Declan Rice's 5-word message after Arsenal's injury scare against West Ham. Declan Rice was forced to limp off the pitch with a potential injury during Arsenal's 2-0 triumph over West Ham United on Saturday, but the midfielder appeared in high spirits as he looked ahead to the international break. Rice hailed Arsenal's victory over his former club, West Ham, despite being substituted due to a possible knock. The Gunners secured a convincing 2-0 win at the Emirates, with Rice breaking the deadlock against the Hammers. The England star returned to Mikel Arteta's starting 11 after being rested for Champions League duties. With Martin Odegaard sidelined by injury, Rice enjoyed greater freedom to push forward, finding himself in the perfect spot to pounce on a loose ball in the box and fire Arsenal into the lead. However, Rice didn't escape unscathed, as he was forced off in the closing stages. By then, Arsenal had doubled their advantage through Bukayo Saka's penalty, following a foul on Jurrien Timber by El Hadji Malik Diouf. After 78 minutes, Rice went down clutching his back, leaving Arteta potentially facing another key injury concern. The 26-year-old was promptly replaced by Mikel Merino, with fans hoping the issue was merely a minor niggle. Rice looked comfortable enough as he acknowledged the Arsenal faithful at the final whistle, and on social media, the Gunners star focused on the crucial 3 points that sent them top of the table. Alongside a snap of himself celebrating the win, he wrote, "Big win heading into the break." On his Instagram story, Rice added, "Catch you lot after the break," hinting that his injury might not be too serious. England fans will be hoping his substitution doesn't rule him out of Thomas Tuchel's squad, and that Rice was only referring to Arsenal in his latest message. Post-match, Arteta suggested Rice would need to be assessed, offering no firm assurances. He told the press, "Well, he wasn't all right because he asked me to come off, so that's unfortunate. He had some back pain and couldn't continue the game, which is something very unusual for Declan, so we have to check him and see how he is." Kai Havertz, speaking in a post-match interview, commented, "It was a great team performance. We controlled the game and got the result we wanted. Hopefully, Declan's injury isn't too bad and he'll be back soon." Arsenal face a short trip to Craven Cottage to take on Fulham when they return to Premier League action in a fortnight. They'll then host Atletico Madrid in North London a few days later. If Rice is deemed fit, England have matches against Wales and Latvia on the horizon. Arsenal supporters will be crossing their fingers that he returns injury-free. Arteta has been in talks with England boss Thomas Tuchel about managing Bukayo Saka's fitness. He said, "We're always chatting, Thomas and me. It's a two-way street first. I give him the lowdown on how each player's coming along, and then, when they're at camp, we reflect and learn how they're getting on. So, I'm sure we'll do that, and so far, the communication's been spot on and really positive." Thanks for watching Arsenal Time. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Continue following the Gunners' journey with us, and see you in the next video. Come on, you Gunners!